Hey guys, we're gonna do a build diary continuation. I know it's been a while, but there really hasn't been that much to talk about, or there hasn't really been that many things I've changed in the build either. But today we are gonna go over what has changed since my last video, what I'll be buying in the future, and what sort of content I've been doing up till now. All right, so as far as build changes go, I think the last video was before I got my Mage Blood, so we did get the Mage Blood and all the flasks. I think the Mage Blood and Bottled Faith flask, there are sort of a set. You want to buy them sort of at the same time because there really isn't another good flask that you can use in the fifth slot once you get your Mage Blood. Obviously, you want to get a 10% on the increased damage taken to enemies and the reduced duration lower roll on this. Definitely does help out, but I guess not really important. The main thing is you want the 10% on the increased damage taken. And the one thing I kind of want to go over about these flasks is, so once you get your Mage Blood, you're going to buy your flasks. And I've seen a lot of builds, not just armor stackers, but people who are using Mage Blood, and they'll have these like flasks that aren't max rolled, right? And these flasks are not very expensive, honestly. Like I didn't even pay a divine for each one. They're like, 40C to about 100C for a max roll. And same thing goes for the enchant, 70% increase effect. You'll see people with like 69 or 68, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're playing with a belt that costs almost a mirror that uses your flasks. So definitely should get a max roll on the flask. It doesn't really take that much money, and it just really hurts me when I see people with bad flasks on the Mage Blood, because I mean the Mage Blood is all about your flasks. So just spend a little bit of extra money. It's not going to cost a lot, and get that max roll on your flask. Alright, so after that, I did buy a one passive voices the other day on, I think it was around Tuesday when I bought it, yeah. And I've been saving up for my second one, and I probably could have got it today or last night, but I was getting bored of Simulacrum. Been in the Simulacrum jail for for a week and a half, and I decided to break out and do something different. And last league I had a lot of fun with rolling Watcher's Eyes, so I decided, alright, let's try rolling some of these, and spent about 45 divines or so on the wild Hellion Alpha to re-roll some of these Watcher's Eyes. And long story short, spent a lot of money, didn't make any profit. Usually how things go in PoE. But yeah, so I decided to stop it at about 45 divines. And I did sell some of these. Sold 3 so far for about 5 divines each. So I've made back 15 divines. And if I sell these at the current price they're listed, which they probably won't sell, I should probably lower this one. And probably lower this one too. Um, then I might actually just barely break even, if even, maybe. So, definitely wasn't really a smart idea. I should have had a little bit more money. I think you want at least 100 divines or so before you start rolling these Watcher's Eyes. I mean, you could get pretty lucky, but I guess this league has not been that lucky for me, you could say. Anyways, I think you make your own luck anyways. And I guess the gear that I have does sort of prove that. I haven't really gotten any big ticket drops. I guess aside from, like maybe a 5 divine item max, 4 divine item, and stuff like that. But most of the, what do you call it, money I've made has just been forced, you could say, by just, farming things, stuff like that. Alright, so after that, I did get my haste aura running, so you can see I'm running haste. In order to fit in haste, I did take all of the extra reservation clusters. I got this mana mastery back. I did lose the shade, which kind of hurts a bit, but it's not that bad. I mean, I'm at the point where I'm basically one-shotting any kind of mob in the game right now, so they are not really that much of a problem. And only really die maybe I'll die like once or twice a day. So it doesn't really bother me that much. I haven't lost any I haven't failed any simulacrums or anything like that because of the mana what do you call it, lightning degen. I do want to do bossing a bit in the future. When I do that, if I ever end up doing Shaper and stuff like that, I'll definitely try to take this again. But I'll probably need another one pass of Voices, I think, to be able to get this back. So in order to get that haste running, we got the Reservation, and then we also picked up Enlighten. I only needed a level 3, so that was nice, still pretty cheap. Alright, and as far as upgrades go for the future, I will be getting more voices, obviously. And once I take care of the voices, I will be buying Ashes of the Stars and a synth helmet with increased aura effect, and then we'll be recrafting this helmet. And then we're going to get some rings, Grace ring, a ring with a Grace aura effect implicit, and a increased evasion roll. I do actually have one of these already, I just have to craft it. Let's see, it is over here, this one here. Alright, so a pretty nice ring. I already started trying to craft on it, haven't really gotten anything good. So there's that. And then I'll probably just mirror it with Ring of Kalandra. They're not that expensive, I think. It'll probably be cheaper than trying to buy another base and craft the same item. Right, and then after that, it's pretty much going to be optimizing these small clusters, getting better rolls. You see, I definitely want a high intelligence roll on every single cluster. You can see my intelligence right now is at 483. I want to be around 700 to about 800, 900 intelligence or more. So in order to get that, we're going to have to get all of these small clusters with intelligence, and that'll take quite a few alterations, I think, but yeah, it should be fun to craft them, or maybe not. We'll see. Okay, so as far as what content I've been doing, I've still been in the simulacrum, and you know, you can get bored of simulacrums. It's not the funnest thing in the world to do if you just, you know, keep doing it for hours and hours on end. So what I like to do is every now and then I'll go into the Vaal Temple and corrupt some armor and stuff like that. That's a nice thing to do if you're getting bored of simulacrum. And another fun thing to do is, alright, I like to run these like Vaal Temples, right? So you think, I don't know, Vaal Temple, right? Well, Vaal Temple really sucks, right? Like the layout is really bad, but you can, if you set up your atlas sort of like this, so you see we're doing sort of a wandering path kind of thing. And that's because the Vaal Temple implicit gets scaled by all of these increased modifiers on your non-unique map. So this 10 additional Vaal vessels turns into 13. And then we have an extra chance to open them again. And the nice thing about Vaal Temple and these Vaal vessels is they drop double corrupted items. So you can get, last leg I got a Heat Shiver with +1 power charge and the Reservation multiplier, which sold for like 140 divines. Probably goes sold for more, but so you can get some very nice items there. You get like corrupted blood jewels, and a lot of other cool things. Like I got this thing. I don't know if this is worth anything, but yeah, very fun opening the boxes. And if you don't like the Vaal Temple layout, what you can do is you can grab this Twist of Fate thing, so it changes the Vaal Temple into a random map. So you can see if I put the Vaal Temple in, to Vaal Temple, when it opens, it's going to be a random map. Alright, so you see we got Colosseum, right? So you don't have to run the annoying Vaal Temple layout, and you can just, you know, blast to some other random map. Alright, so that's kind of fun to do, something fun to do in your, if you want to take a break from the simulacrum, I think. Alright, so in the future, I guess this week, end of this week, come next week, I'll still be farming simulacrum mainly for my main source of currency. I do want to start doing some bossing. I did the Uber Eater of Worlds the other day. I did about 3 or 4 of them. It was pretty easy. Probably try some Uber Maven maybe on the weekend, see how that goes, see how the damage feels. And I'm not really sure. I do actually feel like farming some Chayula Breachstones. They do seem pretty fun. So I'll have to save up a little bit of money so I can buy into that and see how it goes. I've heard it's pretty bad actually with the bad drop rate, but I think I just need a big sample size to get going and farm those Skin of the Lords. Should be pretty fun. Alright, well that's about it for this video. I will post a continuation of my gear progress if I ever do make upgrades or whenever I do make upgrades. So stay tuned guys, and thanks for watching, and I wish you good luck. I'll see you next time.